Yes, you did. Time to record, and yeah. Perfect, everybody. Alright, so how y'all doing tonight, everybody? I'm powerhunter3, for those who are just joining up. But we are going to have a lot of fun. So tonight's podcast is going to be about, as the title says, sorry, my brain just kind of focused off there a moment. I apologize. Why 30 of them? A few more of these. Sorry, I'm just buying up some potions and stuff. But tonight's podcast is going to be about following through with your dreams and completing your goals and just living your life the way you want. So tonight we can have a lot of fun, and it's going to be an enjoyable time. And this. So as I said, we're going to talk about some why oh shit, that's not what I wanted. Why you should follow through with your goals and your dreams. Well, for starters, you get to do what you love. And what you love is always best in the case of your completing goals and achievements and stuff. Because who wouldn't want to do what they love to do, especially if it's what they want to do for a living. Sorry, I'm just... And yes, this is just like... Okay, so I got what I want. So as I said, we're talking about completing goals and achievements. Now, what does that usually entail? Well, that entails understanding that your life is how you want it to be. I'll keep that short edge, yeah, that part. So, what are those goals? Well, everybody's goals and achievements and choices are different every time. It doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm just making sure everything's all keyed. I got a message on Twitter, sorry. I'll check that. I'll deal with that later. But, as I said, regardless how you look at it, following through with your dreams, even if it takes the longest of time.
Don't see what you want? Just ask.
Permission. Well, everybody knows that to follow your dreams can be kind of difficult because it's not the easiest thing for you to do. But it is always the best thing you can do because it leads you to being happier, loving life better, and you end up doing what you want long haul. Because if you give up on dreams, you live your life terribly. Many people a very large majority of people in the world don't actually think that they can do it. Well, I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. Because you just gotta put your mind to it and understand that your life is your life. If you can't, and will that inspire people to say, oh, you can't do that because ... Of course, always. They're called haters. And that's a fact of life. If you're doing what you love, you're always going to attract those who are haters. And it comes down to, do you think you can handle that? Many people can't, unfortunately. but it's not to say that they're not worth completing their goals and dreams. Everybody's allowed to live their life the way they want and complete their goals and dreams. And everybody's allowed to have their own way of doing so. There's Gratwood, there it is. Sorry, as you guys, those who are going to be seeing this on YouTube are going to see the video, and they're going to see that I'm playing Elder Scrolls Online while I'm talking to the podcast. For those on Spotify, you guys are really going to be hearing everything that's kind of not really. You're not going to know what I'm doing because I'm playing a game at the same time. So there might be times where I think, that's because I'm playing a video game. As a content creator, that's kind of one of the things I do. But it comes down into a few things. One, as I said already, follow your dreams and passions because you got to go for it. Now the real question comes down to any examples. Well, there's lots of examples. Basically, every person in the world right now who has a successful business or has gone and done what they love, which is sports or video gaming or video game making or content creation, or even building a business. Everybody has goals they want to accomplish, but a fair majority give up. I know a few people who have. In reality, I know many people who have, because they don't think they can. But why? Everybody says it comes down to money. They can't do it. It comes down to money. Reality is, if you believe in your goals, if you believe in your achievements and your goals, you keep going even if you can't afford it. And if you can't afford it, well, those things happen. I'm going to turn my game down. Those things happen, but that doesn't mean you give up on your dreams so easily. It just means you find the way to complete your goals and dreams if you can afford it, or in an affordable way that you can afford it. Anybody who has had a goal and a dream, that's not wrong. Right turn. They'll push until it succeeds. And now, how do you make it succeed? By putting in the effort. And I know everybody's probably heard this dozens of times in their life. But it's true. It is 100% true. If you put the effort in, eventually it'll pan out. Go, that's that. There's a way shrine. Whereas there's a big bird, there's a big old vulture in a graveyard. Sorry. Video game. But it comes to passion. Do you have the drive? Do you think you can do it? Well, in reality, everybody can do it. The question. Where's that coming from? Over there. No, that's too far away. No, it's too far away. Everybody's got the passion. They just need that push that gives them the incentive to say, I can do this. And eventually they get there. And if they keep pushing and striving for their goals, they do get there. But you got to figure out how you're going to do it. You got to understand that there are things you got to do here or there to get there. One example is content creation. Now look at me, I'm not the biggest name out there. I'm at least known enough that people will chat. If I'm in their chat. But I'm not a big name. I'm 100% aware of that. These are wolves. And let them be. But at the same time, I understand that to get my name out there, I gotta be active in their achievements and stuff. I gotta be active in their
You look
place.
like someone who seeks to travel while earning honest. It's simple, really. I need someone grand. If you could, the custom.
Okay, there we go. That's it. Now, what? As I said, one example is a content creator. The tough part about being a content creator is finding your niche. That's the toughest part about being a content creator, is finding your niche that will yield you success. It's not easy. I'm still trying to find my niche to this day. But I'm thinking that I'm probably going to be typically variety play. I'm going to be a variety streamer. Because I can't just play one game for a long period of time. I'm not a guy who plays one game for hundreds of hours in a week. Most of that is because I was working at one point, but I had no problem playing the same game over and over and over again while I was working. But it's not as easy as people think. I apologize. So I got that done. Let's go mark this thing. But in order for you to find your niche, you've got to figure out what's working. Unfortunately, for some, it's not as easy as cut and paste. Myself on that list. Man, there's people here. Yay! I can get some sheep. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I apologize. Content creation comes with its own challenges. How you're going to get your name out there. What to get your name out there. How people are going to get to know you. Well, best way for people to get to know who you are is to be active in their communities, be active in social media, etc., etc., etc. But there's more than just being active in their social media that yields you success. Come on, drop that down. You also got to think, what will yield me the best results? The best results always ends up being creating your content. Getting your content out there is gonna get you out there. And that involves social media, being active in communities with the permission of the owner of that specific community. Posting it on social media is your best bet for getting your content out there. Making YouTube, I learned that the hard way, because now you can't just grow anymore the way they did back then. You gotta get your name out there, and to do it, what's a better way to do it than to put it on one of the most active social platforms where everybody can see it. And the best way. No, you won't. But anyway, as I was saying, to get your name out there as a content creator, you gotta make the content that people will want to watch. To do that, you gotta put the effort in. And yeah, essentially that's a passion for many people to follow, and some people don't seem to realize that. Oh, you son of a... But in retrospect, some don't see that way. Come on, spawn me back, spawn me back. Now, outside of content creation, are there any other dreams that people follow? Hell yeah, there is. Sports. There's many, many, many people in the world that follow sports. And so many. That ring is good. There we go. But to actually understand and grow on a platform involves a lot of work. As I was talking about for sports, for that to grow, you gotta put the work and effort into that. Now, how do you do that? Well, it comes down to, oh no! I almost died. It comes down to fitness. And you could use social media to do the same thing. Get your name out there for people to see you and grow from there. And posting stuff, content that allows those guys to see you. Other ways is to put the work in during school or college and join a team and in the sport you're in and just continue to be pushing and striving to be the best you can be. One example is Kobe Bryant. May he rest in peace. Another example would be Vince Jordan. No, I think it was. I don't remember. Basically, every basketball player, every hockey player, every player out there for any sport. They didn't just, oh hey, you want to be a sport guy? Okay, you could just hop right on. No, they had to actually know the game. They had to put the effort in. They had to act. In general, if you have a passion, in general, what I'm saying is if you follow your passion, you'll put the effort into what you're doing.
Looking for something at the fallen SD winter site, but frost trolls hinder their progress.
Welcome to Retro Train. I can track it down for you. What was its intended destination?
Hold on a minute.
Wait, what about your friend in the fallen SD faithful?
Yes, headed for their annual pilgrimage. I hope she's all right.
Welcome to Retro Train. You're working for that skeever in Thoras? The last shipment he brought through from Cyrodiil was rotting minotaur heads.
Hey, Mike. Thank you for the 5-bit. It's me. And actually, no, I'm not really that quiet. I was just focused in the moment, even though I'm doing my podcast. I just had a brain fart for a moment. And so essentially tonight's podcast subject, if you don't, I don't know why. Let me turn my mic up for you. Is that better? Alright, so I turned up my mic for you. But yeah, my podcast, the subject tonight for my podcast, that if you didn't notice the title, I'm talking about following your passions and your dreams. Essentially it's what is required and what comes down to it. Take this crate. Oh, hello. Deal with those guys. Yeah, man. But yeah, essentially it comes down to hell yeah, man. I've still got a lot of work to go, but I'm in the same boat. It's following your passion and your dreams is the way to go. It's tough as hell, but it's very rewarding in the end. Awesome, man. Awesome. In In fact, chat, Mike is actually a good example because he's also a fellow content creator himself. And he's I think he's been doing it for probably just about as long as I have, but I haven't been following him as long as we've known each other. I think we've only known each other for probably about a year and a half. Sounds about right. I don't think we've known about each other for the same length for the time. I think we've known each other for at least a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah, and even he could vouch for the difficulties of content creation and how to grow and how to get your name out there. I don't remember. I think. Yeah, I've been streaming for almost 3.5 years. Fuck. That's reason understandable. Yeah, I haven't. Time. You lose a lot of time. Yep, I'm in the right way. Time flies by when you don't pay attention much, eh? My bad. But yeah, it comes down to content creation as one of the good examples is it's actually not as easy as people think. Because you gotta get your content out there. And to do that, you gotta be active in communities as much as you can on the different platforms that you decide to be active on. You gotta get your content out there that attracts people to it, and then you gotta figure out how to grow from there. Mike would understand this, but the best way to grow is YouTube. Consistency is the big key. YouTube is definitely one of the big things that you have to implement. I'm just learning this now. I've already posted 16 videos of my YouTube. 15. 8 of them are actual videos that I edited, and 7 at the moment I'm currently working on, right? The 8th right now, podcast, or my podcast. But it's not, it comes down to you gotta...
Did you have an exciting trip? Was it the import taxes again? I thought I paid those weeks ago. I was hoping...
It's not easy, but it takes work.
Not exactly a patient woman, and I do not... Clara, no, this is no good. I don't need that here with all my other fragile shipments. Look, can you run this out to Alex right away? She'll have your payment.
Okay, so I gotta go over that way, sure. But in the end, putting in that work for your passion and your dream works out in the end. As I said, for content creation, Mike knows you gotta put all the work into it. And thank you for another 5 bits, man. Greatly appreciated. Sorry, I'm just checking my Discord. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm right before I got everything all fully on started. I ended up doing a little Discord issue here. Don't mind me. Alright, sorry. A little bit of disciplinary action. That's another thing if you're trying to grow a community and you decide to use Discord. Keeping a tight leash around those who are in your Discord or on any of your social platforms, because you can give them a few you can give them 2 chances or 3 chances or whatever, however you feel. But if they cross a line over that point, at that point, you have to give consequences to what they do. As I've been dealing with, there is consequences. There's a couple of low-level trolls in my Discord chats. So I figured, you know what? Give them the chance, but if they do it again, I will be banning them. You gotta do what you gotta do, unfortunately. Hey, Raven! We did. I'm just gonna walk away from this character now. I'm not a fan of teaming up with Hag Ravens. But it comes down to what you decide to do. And growing in content is not as easy as people think. But it is a passion that people want to follow, and really, you can't say much. But that being said, as I had for other things, a few other things you got to deal with are people who, where's my witch? Ah, there it is. Are, for example, sporting events, as I said, building a business, building a brand, content creation. You're building a brand. Basically, anybody who's got a passion, they're building a brand. Guy over there. Oh, right there. And it comes down to how are you going to build that brand? So that is over Craig and Moore in Stone Falls. I apologize if I seem distracted. I'm probably going to be going to the bathroom here in a second. Mid-podcast. Stone Falls, right here. Closest way shrine. Oh, awesome. That is actually, I noticed that. It was in my notifications. But that's awesome to hear. Congratulations, Mike. You deserve it. You deserve all the action, man. So hey, Mike, you should hop on my Discord. Because I'm going to be taking a bit of a washroom break. It just happened to be that my Nightbot posted for you already. Oh, you did. But yeah, where is it here? I'm going to be getting a Discord conversation going. If you want to be a guest halfway through halfway through, eh? Cool. Once my Discord loads up, I'll have it all ready to rock and roll. As a guest, you probably don't even have to stream it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, if you don't feel like turning on your stream, you don't have to. But either way, it's a podcast, and as I was about to say, with your permission, I want to say that right off the bat. With your permission, nothing wrong with that, then, man. All right, go for it. But with your permission, because you are a guest, just make sure to share that you're being currently on podcast as well with me. That's my only requirement for whenever I have guests on podcasts, is if they hop on. But are you okay with me setting up my podcast with you as a guest on YouTube and Spotify and all that, as long as I have your name mentioned in it? Cool. All right, so everybody, if you guys haven't been paying attention, I don't think you guys haven't been. But as soon as my Discord here loads up, server video, yeah, I'm not going to worry about that right at the moment. Go down to my channel. Alright, so yeah, Mike, if you just hop into my gamer chat while I'm on bathroom break, you can take the, hold on, I gotta see if Discord's in. Shit, Discord's not in here. Add source.
Hello?
What's going on, man? Going on?
What's up, man?
Not too much, man.
I think this is the first time me and you've actually talked like voice to voice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not, like, through the stream.
Alright, so the good news is I don't have to add anything for my scene, but I'm going to take a bit of a bathroom break. So while I'm gone, I shouldn't be too long. Why don't you tell everybody about yourself, man? Kind of tell them how far you've come along in your Twitch career and everything along those lines. And I'll be right back while you're doing so.
So, let's see. Well, my name is Mike. I like to get stoned. And, I'm, a variety gamer of a sort. I love playing video games. It's always been a passion of mine. And, you know, I enjoy just everything about it, really, you know. Keeps my mind off of things, keeps me sane. It helps relieve a lot of the stress that I feel, I guess, with real life stuff, you know. But, yeah, man, love gaming and love getting hot, getting stoned and just chilling out with the homies and, you know, doing the damn thing. Hey, what's going on, Teddy? Yeah, dude. And shout out to Power Hunter for allowing me to be on his podcast. Man, what an honor, you know. It's awesome to be a part of something, you know. Be a part of something other than my own, I guess, group, I guess you could say. And yeah, you guys from my chat, if you guys haven't already, be sure to check out Hunter. He's a cool guy. Fucking always doing the damn thing, trying to grind.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And I'm back.
Oh yeah. And yeah, man, almost 3 years of
Yeah.
streaming, and to be honest, in all honesty, I didn't think I would make it this far.
I'm the same way, man.
Just in terms of like commitment would probably be more of my thing. I didn't think that I would find myself so committed to wanting to do something different than what I was already doing, you know, because normally I just like for like the time being when I first started streaming, I was working on a weed farm coincidentally, and I had all the time in the world to do everything and anything, and I was playing like H1 and Counter Strike at the time, and I was always so fascinated with trying to get clips and stuff. That was like part of the like. So I had this Plays TV program where I was trying to capture clips, and I don't know, something had happened, so I ended up giving up on that. But then I found out about Twitch, and I was like, let's give it a go. Let's see what this is all about. And little that I know, to my knowledge, is that 3 years later, I've built myself a community. I have great people all around. You know, we're all loving, caring people, and you know, we're all just trying to make our dreams work, just like everybody else.
Exactly. That is actually exactly the perfect way to describe it. And comes down to the funny thing is some people even to this day still believe that it's all about the numbers, and in reality they play the most they do is play a role, but it's all come down to the quality of your content.
Yeah, and I think that's where, and I think that's the same thing that is like distinguishable.
Going on
with,
Split Black? Split,
with,
yeah, that's right.
Hey, that's the one thing that I can like reference with video games as well, is that, you know, like the games that are coming out that they just throw out there, and they're not like how would I put it? They're just rushing to put the game out. You know, like since Call of Duty came out, it's got all the, you know, well, I'm just using it as an example. I'm not saying it's a bad game or nothing, but what I'm saying is, it's like, you know, a lot of these developers are not putting passion in, you know, they're not putting passion into their games. They're just in it for a quick buck, just to get it out. And, you know, and that's why I say it with streaming, is that some of the people that become streamers, are becoming streamers nowadays, are not in it for the hobby, I guess you could say. They're not in it as a hobby. They just want it to be a paycheck every month. And so that's actually where one of my issues comes up with certain streamers, is, you know, is that, like, I don't care personally. Everyone's gonna do their own thing differently, and they're gonna do it how they want to do it. And, you know, the viewers are either they're gonna love it or they're gonna hate it. You know, it's a win-lose situation, depending. Now, some of the people out there, you know, we won't say names, but, you know, they'll demand money from their subs. They'll be like, hey, you're watching me, I've already been on for an hour, like, why haven't you subbed to my channel? And, you know, like, those are the kinds of people that they don't last long in that kind of industry.
I agree.
You know?
I mean,
they feel so self-entitled to, oh, I'm doing this so you can, I'm doing this for your entertainment, so you should have to provide for me, essentially, you know, and I'm not like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I like all the people that I'm with, like Power Hunter, Teddy Bear, Split Black, Ben. You know, all those, at least everybody that I've come across, they all have a hobby. You know, everybody wants to just chill, play some video games, enjoy themselves, and hell, maybe even shoot the shit with a few people.
Hell yeah.
If not, we're still chilling, dude. We're having a good time regardless.
I mean, there's one thing I can could say about someone who does ask for subs is, if they're doing it for a good reason, such as they're going to donate their subscription to a charity or something like that. Within reason, I mean.
Oh yeah.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, within reason, but.
And there's also sometimes where you could say, okay, just as a joking sense, and say, hey, why don't you sub? I mean, yeah, Twitch Prime and all that, so nothing wrong with a good joke, but I completely agree with you on that part. It's anybody who demands for someone to subscribe is really just in it for the money, and it ruins a lot of things for a lot of people that enjoy it.
It ruins relationships even.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the most important part of streaming is the people that come into your chat. You know, you build a relationship with everybody who's come into your chat.
100%. That I completely agree with. It comes down to the truth about full growth on any platform is the relationship you build with your viewers.
100%.
As going being,
like even YouTube, you know, like people stream on YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, whatever it is, you know, like
Facebook. Weirdly enough, Instagram, but it takes a lot of work for Instagram to become for you to stream on Instagram, at least in a video game way.
Oh yeah.
I saw the process. I thought about going to Instagram at one point. It's like, I have to do this, and this just to put it on OBS? Oh, hell no.
Right?
It's like, no, I think I'll pass on doing that unless they decide to figure out if they're going to do anything about it proper or not, but whatever.
Right? Even people stream on Facebook also, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, it doesn't matter what platform it is, so long as, you know, you have that relationship with these people that you like. What I love the most about this is I've met people in the streaming world in real life, and we're friends to this day, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
I haven't met any. I actually, when I was working, I'm probably going to be going back here at some point. But I actually work with a guy who's a content creator.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's not exactly the most active on his social media, unfortunately. But he's trying his damnedest, and he has had growth, but he hasn't grown the way he really should. But it's mostly because he's not able to remember to get his name out there. That's the only. But at the same time, some people do get lucky, and that happens. But even then, he's the. If whoever ends up going into his chat, if they talk, he talks. And it's like he's got it right there for him. It's just he's got to get his name out there is his hardest part. But he still understands that it's the relationship with your fellow, the people who come into your chat. He's okay with that.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, for anybody who is in my chat who is not a content creator yourself, just remember it's not about anybody can do it. You just got to understand that you can't just do it for the money. Because you do it for the money, you're just going to screw yourself over long haul.
Right.
Exactly. It's about getting your name out there the right way. And the right way is to build relationships.
Right, and do it because you want to.
Yeah.
Not because you feel like obligated or, you know, like don't ever feel like obligated that you have to, you know, because then that's when you start stressing yourself out, and then, you know, you start feeling like not wanting to do it anymore, and then it just feels like a chore, basically.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And the best way to keep the passion alive is every once in a while. And I will advocate for this completely. Every once in a while, don't be afraid to take a break. Just say, I'm taking a little bit of time for myself, and I'm just gonna do this.
Okay.
Hey, Teddy Bear, thank you for the follow there, man. Welcome to the fellowship. Hopefully I can keep you entertained,
There you
buddy.
go, Teddy.
Hey! Mike just happened to be talking about you there, Teddy.
Right?
You probably know that because you're probably in his chat.
Yeah. Hey, they're saying that they don't hear me on your end. On your stream.
Weird. Because I'm. Could it be that you don't have your do you have a Discord chat set up on your end? On your
No,
OBS?
I do. No, he's saying that he doesn't hear you on or he doesn't hear me on your end. Oh wait, I hear me. What the fuck? How do you not hear Trevor?
You're probably you are quieter. But even on because I actually have my phone playing my. Yeah, Teddy says you're low.
Okay. It's super quiet. Oh, okay, got you guys.
Yeah, let's.
Here, give me 1 second. I gotta open my door real quick.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. He had to open his door. So he'll be right back in a second. But yeah, it comes down to growing a brand on Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, whatever, regardless how you look at it. To do so, it's about building a relationship with those who you want to be viewers. That there's a reason why follow for follow, lurk for lurks, sub for sub, and all that. In the long haul, don't work.
Don't work. Oh man. I wish.
If they worked in long haul, they'd be great. But they don't. Unfortunately, they don't work as good as. They're good for short term, but that's real. But in long term, they suck. And I'll be one to admit it. When my first year, I fell into that, and I learned the hard way. They don't work. And it's.
I'm back.
Welcome back, man.
There we go. Alright. Back at it. I can't put things to the side.
Heal up.
Put whatever this side. Alright. Cheers, everybody. Having me a blue moon.
Hell yeah.
You guys have water? Still cheers.
Ah, I'm losing shit. Oh shit, no! What the hell's going on here? Fuck's sakes. Of course my internet fucking conks out.
Why is everybody I hang out with, their shit crashes or my shit
I have no fucking idea. My internet is they just all of a sudden 1 minute all of a sudden my character started doing the character spins, and I'm like, oh shit.
Okay, so
And then all of a sudden I looked down and my internet was gone, and it's like, oh fuck.
Oh damn. Yeah, for for some reason I thought it was my side. I was like,
No, you're good. It's good on your side. I mean, the good thing was the good thing is I have it set to record the whole thing, so I'm not losing nothing. I just lost connection here. It's like, son of a.
right?
Yeah. Oh.
Hater, huh? Hater. Alright. So, let's see. What else? This is interesting. I've never done a podcast before with somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, welcome to your first ever podcast as a surprise guest.
Right?
Yeah, I know, right?
Dude. So much for my... Hey, alright. You guys need to chill out over there. Wait, Teddy,
Hey, man. Nothing wrong with being a surprise guest. Nothing wrong with shocking your shocking your community every once in a while too, eh?
mm-hmm. This is true.
I mean, you probably were
What?
you probably were just a little surprised there, eh?
Yeah, I actually was thrown off. I was like, oh wow. I was like, I could be a guest on somebody's podcast. I was like, why not, dude?
Yeah.
I was like, this should be interesting. I think I've probably done something like this probably once before. And that was, I don't even know. That was like earlier on.
Yep. No matter how it's looked at, it's not like I'll ever require you to be on every time, but hey, there's nothing wrong with having a special guest every once in a while, especially as a fellow content creator like yourself.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Dude,
Besides,
yeah.
podcasts always seem to be better when you have people on as guests. Tried to get a friend of mine on. He's like,
spices things up.
exactly. It adds more to the subject.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to get a friend of mine on texted him last night. He's following his passion.
Nice.
He's following his passion. He's hit a rough patch right now, but that happens even with passions. And I asked him if he wanted to be on the podcast. At first he was all right with it, and he's like, well, it's like, all right, man, I got no issues. I'm not going to judge you about it or anything like that. It's not like it's a requirement for him to be. So I just kind of told him that if he's not able to, it's all right. And it just happened.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
And it just happened to be that you came into my chat just in about the halfway mark, roughly, and it's like, hey, you're a fellow content creator. Why don't you hop on? We'll hop on and get you on the podcast.
Dude, that's dope.
Hell yeah.
Damn, I forgot what I was just gonna ask you too. I had something.
You're welcome.
I totally just. Oh, okay. Now I remember what I was gonna ask you. All right, so how do you feel? So how do you feel about the podcast of having more people on, or newer creators, like such as Teddy Bear. I've met him in real life a few times.
Yep.
I met him through the streaming world, and I don't know. It's just going through the list of things, and Teddy's pretty much like a newer streamer of a sort, but I don't know. How long have you streamed for, Teddy? Probably about like a year or something, maybe if that. I don't know.
Teddy asked in my chat if you want. He asked if you wanted to know when he is going to be on the podcast.
What a dick. Oh my god. Alright, so he wants to know if he could be a special guest on the podcast sometime. There you go.
Teddy,
I asked for it.
Teddy, the answer to that question is if you ever want to hop on my podcast, I do it every Monday. You are 100. If you're in a mood to hop on a podcast, you are 100% welcome to hop on, my friend.
And I can vouch for him that he's not toxic and he won't jeopardize anything in Discord. You know what I mean? Like
I got no
voice
problems
chat,
with that. I mean, you've probably seen in my Discord that little bit of conversation issue going on there, eh? That I had to put my foot down on. I haven't banned them yet, but if they do it one more time, I will be giving them the old hiatus.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's not a major troll. It was just one of those joke trolls where one was like, "I love you," and it's like, "I don't know you."
I see.
It's not a major one, but I probably no my luck. I probably won't ban either one of them unless they go above and beyond. And if they do go beyond that, they'll definitely be dealing with the punishment. But either way,
I
we're
want to see Weston on Power Hunters podcast. No, Ben, no. See, all right. Actually, here, this is actually interesting because this gives me questions to ask you as well.
Of course.
Okay, how do you feel about children being in your chat?
Well, that is a good question.
There isn't really necessarily a specific age range. I'd say, we'll just say for the sake of anyone under 18, 17, you know?
Yeah.
Anyone, actually, we'll even say 16 because I've met a lot of the 16-year-olds that are really respectable and
As have I, yeah.
They're very mature for their age, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But as for the others, well, I've met quite a few that, you know, they start off really nice, they're really cool,
and then
there comes a point where they run their fucking mouth and they get mad and they unfollow, refollow, and then unfollow, and it's one of those things where I'm like, like, this is why I have a maturity rating, or at least the advisory for my channel, you know.
That's why I have my advisory set up on my channel too. It's intended for 18 and up, but it's not like I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ID them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna say, "Hey, you're not allowed here because you are under 18." I would prefer them to be over 18 because then there's no issues. Will I play video games with them? I have a feeling probably not, just because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to not... that is a tough question to ask, to answer, because you can't leave people out of your community because they are under an age, but at the same time, that opens you up to a can of worms that could end up biting you in the ass.
Yeah, because there's a couple people in here in my stream right now, like I mentioned names, but either they have one of them in their chat, or actually the other one. Alright, so one of them comes into my chat. He's chill. He tends to I don't know. He tends to try and set things up, and in the process of setting things up, he's always flaking, like just going off the radar, pulling other streamers towards me. You know, so like this kid, you know, he's really chill for the most part, but like he doesn't. I don't know. He's always hitting me out talking about, oh, let's do a 1v1, or you should 1v1 these streamers, blah blah blah, right? Tells me messages that he talks to them, and then, you know, I go and talk to them to see, like, hey, you know, I heard there was a friendly wager going on, you know, just for the hell of it, if you'd be down to 1v1 and such, and they end up flaking out. The streamer ends up hitting me up like I don't know why you keep asking me about this 1v1. I'm trying to do my own thing. I'm trying to play with my subs and yada yada yada, you know. And I'm just like, wow. And this is the second time that this kid has done this in my chat. and you know,
Well, I
so
can definitely say in those cases, I would be like,
like I don't know if I should ban him or if like I
I
should
don't think
keep
he.
allowing
Well,
him.
I don't think he's trolling you at all. But well, in a sense of the term. But I do think he's pulling things out of his ass in a sense. No offense to the guy, but
Cause check it out. He hit me up for 3 weeks. I what was it? What was it? Been 3 weeks to a month or something. He kept hitting me up. Hey, he's like, my brother wants to 1v1 you. My brother wants to 1v1 you. And like, I'm like, okay. I'm like, you want the smoke? Let's get it. Let's do the damn thing. And it was literally a month that this went on. And then finally the day comes, right? He's like, all right, I'm gonna 1v1 you today. So we go and I add some account, right? And I come to find out that it was some streamer that I'd never heard of. He never heard of me. He just he was down. He was a really cool guy. He was with it, and I was like, okay, And so that's why I was like, the first time for like that whole month he trolled me, and then I got mad at him because he was trolling me so hard with that. I was like, all right. I was like, that's it. I was like, you keep hitting me up, and then you keep leaving, flaking, whatever. So I banned him for a day, and so he got mad, followed or unfollowed, then refollowed. I'm pretty sure he unfollowed again and refollowed. And then there's another one where he's like 14 or 15, and he runs his mouth like way worse than a freaking sailor, dude.
yeah,
Like, man.
It's definitely one of those tough things to judge because typically they are known to be very but yeah, it's one of those things that I typically play the sarcastic route, and I say, oh yeah, and see where it goes, see where it kind of goes from there. But at the same time, I don't usually trust those terms, but that's how I view things.
Yeah. Well, see,
But
now I'm getting smarter with these things. Now, like, if they start trolling me, I'll go with it for a little bit, and then if it starts to get a little bit more, how would I put it, serious, I guess. I don't know. That's when I'll just cut it. I'm just ban them, take them out, remove them.
Yeah, it's not like.
So I don't need to be mad over some person trying to piss me off,
Yeah. You just play the card. Play that card that that you're gonna do it, and then all of a sudden just say, no, I'm not gonna actually do it. I just messing with you or something like that. But it comes down to some people. They're like, oh, 1v1 you, and it's like, why?
Well, I'm a competitive person naturally.
Yeah.
So I'm always with it,
I'm not really that competitive. Well, it depends on the game I'm competitive in. I mean, I could probably rock more people in Destiny 2 than a lot of people would give you credit for.
Oh hell yeah, you would fuck me up in that for sure, dude.
Now if I went on to PC, you'd probably have an edge. But
oh yeah, definitely.
But as a Destiny guy myself, I'd probably still, within reason anyways, I'd run circles around you. If you were to go on console, 6 of your friends on console, if they've never played it on PC, I'd just smoke your asses. Because I know how to play my hunter. I know how to dodge, I know how to pop shots, I know how to use my super, but at the same time, if I go to PC, I'd probably be less effective, mostly because my laptop's not exactly the greatest for gaming and streaming. But at the same time, it's not one of those I'm not the most competitive guy, so if someone asks me to 1v1, typically I'm just like, why? But I'd be that kind of guy in Destiny who'd actually be like, I'll teach you I'll teach you my ways. Take you into Gambit Prime or something like that, and just be like, see how you're doing this. What kind of madness is this?
Yeah, pretty much. I would get beat up.
Well, considering Gambit Prime is a PvE PvP cross, and being that I have my techniques against invaders.
Yeah, you've been playing that for a long time, right?
Yeah, and I've taken time off from it, which kind of makes sense. It's in that content drought, that seasonal content drought time. So I figured, you know what, I might as well.
You never forget it.
Yeah. But I'm the kind of guy who, is that Magica? Yeah, Magica. But I'll probably be because I'm planning on going back into it tomorrow. Back in there. And I'm gonna one of the things I know I should do at some point is Gambit, because I'm a Gambit guy. But I can rock Crucible when I need to. I can, and I'm definitely planning on getting back into Trials as well. Thanks for the 5 bits, by the way.
Oh yeah, no worries.
It comes down to the plant as a Destiny main. Even though I'm a variety guy, I would I'm more of a PvE guy. If I play Destiny, I'm playing PvE typically. I'll go into PvP when I want, but most of the time it's, hey, look at this. I'm doing strikes. I'm doing patrols. I'm doing PvE stuff. And every once in a while they'll throw on a raid. Raids for a PvP guy would probably be mind-boggling.
Right.
Because it's not just shoot and loot like Call of Duty as an example. If I was to go back onto PC, and I probably will at some point, or if they introduce cross-play to Destiny 2, which if they bring cross-play to Destiny 2, I'm hopping you on a fire team. I'm getting a 6-man group. I'm taking you into a raid. I'm gonna teach you a raid. It's impossible. Only 160.
Teddy Bear wants to know how come you don't really like PvP.
I just never really was. It's not to say I'm not. I'm more of a. Well, it's not to say I'm against PvP. Because I've played Call of Duty. I play Warzone. I'm not the greatest, but I play Warzone. I'm just more. It's more of a comfort zone than anything.
All right.
If you typically watch my content, it's usually I'm here. I'm playing. I'm chilling. I open up a can of whoop ass against my NPC enemies, and typically an NPC enemy, it's usually when you die is bullshit. Whereas PvP, you know, you died either by a friggin' good player, friggin' or a cheater or whatever, and then you blame the cheater, and then you blame the guy for being a cheater and all that, you know. Whereas PvE, especially an example would be in Destiny. Best example I can give you is when you die and all of a sudden it comes up with killed by the architects. When you know that wasn't them that killed you.
Right.
Essentially, killed by the architects is basically you died by some stupid reason.
Yeah, I figured.
Such as throwing a grenade at an enemy, them getting it stuck to them, and you
instead, and it hits you.
Oh no, the worst ones were back when trip mines on hunters, they didn't stick to your enemies. They'd bounce it, so you'd throw a sticky grenade, and it would bounce off of those guys, and you just happen to be close quarters engaged with them, with say you're gonna punch him or something like that, then all of a sudden you get blown up, and it's like, well, shit. Or the worst one is you're sitting there, you in PvP as an example, Crucible, and you do get killed by a random guy, killed by another player, and it says killed by the architect, and you're just like, how? Because there's been times where it's like killed by the architect, but you look at your thing and it's like, but it was a guy that killed me. How did I die? So it's basically a running joke in Destiny that whenever you get killed by the architect, hey, Bleat Clan, how you doing, buddy? But it's a running joke in Destiny, as I said, that when you get killed by the architects, you got to try and figure out how the hell they got you this time.
Right.
The other running meme that's been running since day one is bread, but that's kind of an in day. How's it going, Brian? You having a good day, bud? It comes down to Destiny is just one of those games where you don't know what you're. Half the time when you die, you have no idea how you died, or it's bullshit when you die.
Yeah, that's just dope. I seen it from my car. I was like, yeah, that's just great. Oh, this is amazing.
One of the best examples is if was back in Destiny 1. Vault of Glass which was the first raid in Destiny, in the Destiny franchise. Beautiful raid. It was the if you ever do get the opportunity and I end up having you in a fire team or something like that in Destiny 2, I will definitely take you into a raid and I will show you just how awesome raids are in Destiny. Because with the right team and the right mechanics, they're just beautifully capable of being executed. Right. The mechanics in the game in raids are challenging. Ben knows.
Hey, Teddy with the one bit.
Ben knows with Vault of Glass, because he's done Vault of Glass.
Ben knows for sure. Man, every time I'd go into Ben's stream, this fool would always be playing Destiny.
Destiny's his jam, and I can see why. Because as much bullshit as the game gets from the community, it is a fantastic game, and even you would have to agree with that because you've played it. The game is really good, and as I said, I've played it on PC. It is a very good PC port.
See, back to what we were saying earlier about like the passion of like how games have been coming out, you know? Like that's an example of one of those games where they took their time, they released it like way later, you know, and it's been thriving, you know? I don't ever see any issues with that game, like ever. I'm sure there is, but...
a lot. They just released some content last night. The quest was for the Fellwinter's Lie, which is Destiny 1's most feared shotgun because it was so powerful. So they decided to bring it back as a quest unique legendary. There's a major bug in it that you really can't control. I'm happy that it came back. I'm just sad that that there's a major bug in the quest step. Because the quest started as, I don't remember how it starts. I think it's go to a certain location, kill a bunch of shotgun guys or whatever, I don't remember. The second step was a community involvement where they had to do a certain thing in the game. And it was a community step, so it was a combination effect for the entire community. After that, the next step was you had to either kill 1,000 enemies with the shotguns, 420 friendly. I don't do it, but I have no problems with it. But yeah, the step is 1,000 NPC enemies, or 100 Crucible Guardians that you use with shotguns. So basically, if you're a Titan, you're a shotgun ape for 100 kills. But regardless, the step after that was you had to go back to the bunker on the moon, and that's what screwed everybody up, because the bug was when you activated the actual quest portion of that. If you actually made it in, you were able to get the quest. Where the bug lies is 99% of the player base was not able to have that happen, because when you activated the doors, it would spawn you back at the beginning of the moon. That's where the bug was, and they have no idea what it is.
Hunter,
Oh yeah?
I got a question for you.
Ask away.
What's your most anticipated game this year that you would like to get?
Good question. With PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox, even though I'll not be playing on Xbox coming out.
Or hell, all right. So even with that being said, okay, would you look into getting a PS5, or would you be more PC, or?
Well, I would definitely be getting PS5.
Oh yeah.
As a PlayStation guy, I'll be getting into it. But reality is, currently at the moment, although Godfall looks good, I don't know if I'll be getting it. I'll figure it out when it gets closer to the time. And if I'm to remember, it's coming out next year. The only thing I'm looking forward to at the moment that I can think of is the new Destiny expansion. And I will be getting that, obviously.
Yeah. One of my friends had told me about some of these like party games, I guess. Bringing what was it called? Fall Guys, I think it was. It seems like a Mario Party type-ish kind of game. Hey, what's up, Gary? You know, it seemed I don't know, it seemed pretty interesting.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I'm not really one of those guys, but I do have Uno, and if I decide to do something like that, I'd definitely try it. But at the same time, it's not one of those games that I'll just play consistently.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it's free though. You know, well, that's not free just yet, but I'm sure it will be. That's what I meant to say.
So did you hear about Terraria? It's on sale for like $8. Well, it's not free on PlayStation. It's like $8, but I mean, still dirt cheap. Oh, that's an entire city that I gotta walk through. Lovely. How many soul gems do I got?
So this is one of my buddies. Oh, okay. What do you think is the most overhyped game?
Personally?
Good. Yeah.
Personally, well, in recent history, in my opinion, that would be Fortnite. No offense to you, but
Hey, it's all good. I don't care.
But yeah, Fortnite's my personal opinion. But in the beginning, I did play it at one point, so I'm not gonna deny its importance.
I mean, you know, I see the valid points of, you know, where people like the building, and then the other people that couldn't build, they didn't like the game. So that's pretty much what like deterred majority of people.
Yeah.
In that realm of gaming. But yeah, I could definitely say that game is still even now that game is still overhyped.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's fun every once in a while, but it's just not the same anymore. They've taken the fun out of it, and now it's just kids sweating, trying their damnedest, like as if it was like the World Cup or something, you know.
I agree with that.
But oh, okay. So he wanted to know what you think is the most overhyped game that's coming out.
Coming out?
Coming.
Okay, now that that's been clarified, that is a good question. That is actually a very good question. I really should pay attention more, but I don't really pay attention much to the games that are coming out. Oh, son of a bitch! Here we go again. Stupid internet.
My stream's still up.
Yeah, I'm having freaking internet issues.
Oh, okay.
Again.
I was like, I'm so not sure if it's my stream or
No,
it's yours.
No, you're good on your end, bud.
Okay.
My end is having fucking technical issues, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
All right. Ooh, yeah, I've been having a lot of internet issues lately, and I've been trying my damnedest to upgrade everything. One of my viewers fucking hooked me up with a network card. Friggin' a Cat 8 LAN cord. I went and upgraded my internet. Friggin' switched out router and modem and all that stuff. But even while I'm just chilling, like I won't even be streaming or nothing. My internet will just be dropping out like slowly here and there.
Yeah, mine just did. That's what mine just did here a couple of times already.
Yeah. Okay.
Fortunately, I wasn't in battle with anything at that time, but oh, Teddy, you might want to be careful saying shit like that.
Yeah, Teddy, what did I just fucking say? God damn it. It's the Rona.
Yeah, because that kind of shit could potentially get someone whooped in the ass.
Hey, yeah, don't
I mean, you probably said that a few times before, but
ass Mike too. What the fuck? Don't be. All right. See, this is what I'm trying to vouch for you, and you're fucking your voucher.
Yeah, man. I mean, jeez. He said you wouldn't. He said you wouldn't answer. So
exactly. I'm not gonna fucking answer it, Teddy. God damn it! Knock that shit off. Anyway, all right. So, what do you think of Cyberpunk 2077? Do you think it will change gaming as we know it?
It could. It possibly could, but I'm not going to make no guarantees on that. Fuck off, Gargoyle. It could definitely create a big impact for sure. One thing that's one for sure, for certain.
What do you think, Trevor? Do you think it'll change the gaming world? I don't know. But
I don't know, Teddy. I don't know if that's what you were gonna ask him. He's asking how you're doing right now.
I know. I got your. I
know you do.
I got. What's so good about that game? Here, I'll show you guys the trailer for it if you haven't seen it, Ben. Hunter, I'm gonna post the trailer in your chat as well.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Official.
If my note. Oh, right, yeah. It works. Okay, we're good. But yeah, it comes down to. I have seen enough of Cyberpunk to know what it's gonna be like, but at the same time, I'm not 100% sure on the game, on how the game, if I should get into the game or not. That's just my personal opinion.
So one of my viewers says it has an infinite amount of branching pathways. So so everybody's games will be different. All right, let's see. So this is
Boss killing. Yeet. There we go.
You made it. Good. And with the seals too, I see. Then we're ready to proceed. The reward is magic.
But anyway, that's for the podcast. I'm gonna call that for a wrap for the podcast. With 2 technical issues, so I'm just gonna shut down the podcast now. You're still welcome to stay in the chat until I call it quits. But either way,
oh yeah, no worries.
podcast is going down for the night. Everybody, you guys are fantastic. Definitely nice, definitely awesome questions, and yeah, podcast is done as of right now. Thank you very much.